Hello, my wonderful friends. Megas here. Welcome back to the library. I am pumped. I want to talk about an underrated book that it needs to get out to the world. I don't see anyone really talking about this book. And my friends, I can't get it out of my head. I read a lot of books, but this book, I'm thinking about the characters. I know them. I spent time with them. I'm thinking about the place, right? I can visualize it. I think about it throughout the day. This is one of those books, I think like Narnia. I read as a kid and I still so vividly can picture the closet, and you go behind the fur coats and the whole world opened up. I think of like The Hobbit and just those books that stay with you right here. My friends, why is no one talking about this? My God, I go on Book Talk and BookTube and they're talking about books that are awful, but they're so popular. I don't understand. But if you're like me, you're going to get this. The book is Ascendant by Michael Miller. Oh my God, it's everything. It's an underdog story that I love so much. It's about rising above your station in life that maybe you were placed at. But inside, you know, there's something more, there's something greater. And if I just believe enough in myself, I can do and be anything. It's a rule-breaking book. Oh, I like those. I don't care for rules very much. And so during this time, the dragons, they would destroy an egg that they sensed weakness in. If it didn't conform to what they thought was the standard, they would destroy it. Now, my friend, our protagonist here, Holt, he's a cook. Right, his name is actually Holt Cook, and he would feed the dragons. And he found out what they were going to do to this poor dragon egg, that it was going to be destroyed because they sensed weakness in it. And he stole it. I like that. He wanted to protect it. He thought it's just not right to do that. And my friends, I'll tell you what's beautiful. That egg, that dragon ends up being the savior that was needed, and those powers would have never been developed in what was considered acceptable. And my God, how the way my mind works. Did you all watch AGT, America's Got Talent, this year or last year with Cody Lee? Remember, heck yeah, he had like autism and blind, but oh my God, he sung like an angel. He's something because of being blind. He brought up these other talents that were in us that we that think ourselves so wise don't even know how to tap into. My friends, my God, what if his loving mother would have aborted him because the doctor said, oh, this is a weak egg? My God, that stirred me when I read that. Talking about food, you guys know how my mind works. So food, it enhanced the dragon. So they would have to find the food that made the power of the dragon rise up. And then they could also, not just from food, because we know this, form and matter, it's energy, right? And so we have to take in the right energy, because energy is form is energy. And so if we find that right energy, my friends, we find our power. And then they could also, not just from food that they intook, but they could draw in like light, moonlight. They could draw in the elements like fire, but certain ones would bring them more power. And it made me think, I wrote a song one time called Star Song, and it was about eating starlight, specifically the star Sirius, my friends. And then Zoroaster of the Magi, right? It's pure starlight. And as we take that in, there's power and there's magic in it. And so I love that correlation to like what we teach in Zoroastrianism. I have to talk about the relationship between the dragon and Holt. It took on so many forms. It moved me so much. So to start with, Holt saves Ash, the dragon egg, right? And so he's almost like a father figure. He's protecting the egg. He's protecting the baby dragon as it grows. And then they end up becoming like a friendship, a partnership. And then the the whole dynamic switches, and he's just still a small dragon, but Holt was in trouble. And the dragon was so scared. It's still like a child. But when Holt got in trouble, something rose up in the dragon. And it talks about he let out a roar. And it just like shook the earth. Went out and said, hell no, not on my watch, not my Holt. And he just annihilated the enemy. And I got so stirred. And I had a flashback to when I was in... It's probably right around 8th or 9th grade. And in our little town, we'd always have these different parades and get-togethers and car shows. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'll never forget. A fight broke out. And it was two big grown men. And, you know, that can be kind of, when you're a kid, a little terrifying. And I kind of stood back by my dad. You know, it's like, oh, this isn't good. And one of the men was losing. And then a kid I knew, my grade, that was his dad that was losing. Something rose up in this little dude. He beat the fucking shit out of a full-grown man. I'd never seen anything. I didn't know that was possible. How is it? It didn't look right. How was this child demolishing a full-grown man? And that I always stuck with that. I thought, anything really is possible. And that's the feeling I got when Ash said, oh no, nobody messes with Holt, and just the dynamic of the relationship. This book is stuck in my mind, guys. As you can tell, I'm fired up about it. Why is no one talking about this? Why is this not bigger? Why is there such crap on Book Talk that people are so excited about? I think it's not about what's good. It's about if some popular person with big puffed out lips and makeup says it's good and their tits showing, then everyone goes and reads it and they don't even like it, but then they say it's good. You know, it reminds me of going to a fancy restaurant. I grew up in Southern California. You go to a fancy restaurant, they bring you this little piece of crap plate. It don't taste good, but if you say it don't taste good, you don't know anything. You're stupid. You're uneducated. My friends, I'm telling you, this book is good. It's substance. It'll stick with you. It's not like some of the crap that you've been fed on Book Talk and all this. Check it out. I don't know why I get so excited about books, guys, but I do. And I think it's the stories, you know, because people are stories. We are stories. We can write our own story. And these kind of books just stir us to think and do better and rise up, get up. Anything is possible. My friends, Ascendant, Michael Miller. If you read it, come back. Let me know what you think. Hey, do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the like button. Let's get this channel to more people, because I know I enjoy it, and I know if you're here, you do too. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.